Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm Trophy, and today I'm going to be doing a teacher video. I know it's been a long time since I did a teacher video. I'm sorry, but I plan on doing a lot more this school year than I did last school year. So today's video is, since it's the beginning of the school year, and I know some schools already started, but my school district hasn't started school back yet, so I thought it would be the perfect time to do a new teacher tips video. So I have 10 tips for new teachers, things that I personally think that you guys should know for your first year teaching. So let's go ahead and get right into the video. My first tip is to go into the school with a positive attitude. Although you may have heard things about the school, you may have heard things about the children, about the principal, from other teachers or something like that. Just go in it with a positive attitude, because you know you are a different person and you may have an experience different from what someone else has. Because I know, like, teachers, we do a lot of gossiping, and like that's a well-known thing. Us teachers, we gossip. So you may have heard things about students from other teachers, or you might have heard things about your principal from other teachers. Don't let that type of talk or that type of negativity cloud your judgment. Still go into the school year with a positive attitude, because I believe, like, if you go into any situation with thinking that it's going to be a good situation, then it's going to be a good situation. If you go into it thinking like, oh man, the school year is going to be so hard, these kids are so bad, or they just don't know anything, or just like being negative like that, then it's not going to be a good school year for you. The kids are probably going to give you trouble, and you're probably going to have a hard time. So make sure that you have a positive attitude, because that can take you a long way. So tip number 2, I believe maybe the most important tip, is classroom management. It's very, very important that you kind of start your classroom management in that first day, like the first day. You can't go into the first day being all nice and being lenient, because that'll give the children the idea that they can run over you. So every school year, what I do is I start off being real mean, like real mean. Well, I guess the word isn't mean, the word is stern. So you don't let them get away with anything at all, because if you like let little stuff slide like that, then they'll just like kind of think that your rules don't really matter and they don't have to follow them. So definitely make sure that your rules and your expectations are known to the students on the first day, and continue to practice those things with them over and over again. And like the smallest thing, make sure you explain it. Like, explain to them, this is how we're going to walk to the bathroom. This is how we're going to walk back from the bathroom. This is how you're going to be in the cafeteria. This is how you're going to be at recess. This is how I expect you to be in the hallways. So be very, very clear and explain your expectations in every single setting. So this way you're letting them know that you have high expectations for them as far as their behavior, as far as their academics, and they know that they do not need to mess with you because you're not going to deal with it. And the sooner that you let them know that this is what it is, the easier to be. Like, I know my first year was really hard for me, because I thought that I could just go into the year being nice to them. No. I'm the teacher and you're the student, and you need to let that be known. You're not their friend. They're here to learn, and that's the reason why you're here, to teach them. In order for them to learn, it has to be an environment where everyone is respected, including the teachers and the other students, and that's why we need rules and things like that for them to follow. So make sure that you have those set, and once they don't follow your rules, you need to have the consequences and follow up with it. Don't like just let stuff slide, never, because if you do that, then they're gonna be like, oh, she doesn't care, I can just continue to do it and just run all over her. And if you start your school year off like letting kids do things like that, then you're pretty much messing up your entire year. So that first week is very, very critical. You have to make sure you set up your rules, make sure you make your expectations known, and you practice the routines with them. I promise, if you do that the first week, even starting the first day, then your whole school year will run more smoothly, and it'll just be a way better school year than just like letting them do whatever. Like, you can't be nice. You can't be nice. Later on, as like the school year goes along, you can start to be a little less stern, because they'll be used to your routines and they'll be used to you. But like in the beginning, I recommend just like really putting your foot down and just like letting it be known, these are the rules, these are the expectations. My third tip is to be confident. Even though you are a new teacher and this may be like something new to you, you may be nervous, you may be extremely nervous like I was. Like my first day, I was shaking. I was like, oh my goodness, I have to meet parents, I have to meet kids, I have to put them over here, they have to learn, where's the library? I was like so lost. Even though on the inside, you may be like, oh my goodness, how am I gonna get through this day? On the outside, just like act like you really know what you're doing. Kids can really pick up on if you're nervous or if you're like unsure about yourself, and they might use that to their advantage, especially the older children. I know, like, I have 2nd grade, so I really don't have to worry about that. They're just like, oh, that's my teacher. But I know the older children, they can like really pick up on that stuff. So just act like you're confident, even though you may not be, and just like fake it till you make it. So my 4th tip is to use your coworkers as a resource. Usually you have a team of teachers that you're assigned to work with. They may be on the same grade level as you, or they may teach the same subject as you. Make sure that you ask them whatever questions you have, and I promise you, even though you may feel that you're getting on their nerves or just like nagging them, I promise you you're not, because all of us were first year teachers, so I think everybody understands. I've never had an experience where anybody was like just flat out rude and wouldn't answer questions if I needed to know them. Most of the time people want to help you and they want to like see you strive and, you know, be a good teacher, so they will help you. So just make sure you use them as a resource. Any questions that you have, ask them, because they have experience and they know the school and they know way more than you. I promise you that is a lifesaver. And it could be something as small as, how do I connect the computer to the printer, or when do we go to, I don't know, just like anything, like how do you guys do your PLCs, or just like any type of question you have. I promise is not a crazy question, and most of the time teachers are very open and they're willing to help because they've been in your shoes, so they know how it is. So a follow-up to tip number 4 is my tip number 5, which is to not ask your principal for help. Now, unless it's something like only your principal can answer, then I would go to them. I would say that first I would make sure I ask my co-workers, and then maybe the administrator, like the vice principal, and whoever else, like the chain of command, until I get to the principal. Because the principal's job, they have to make sure they manage the whole school, so they probably don't have enough time to answer questions, especially if it's a question that you can find out on your own. If it's a question that you can Google or you can figure out from like reading the handbook or just asking another co-worker, definitely make sure you do that first, because if you constantly go to the principal asking them questions and like seeming like you're needy, then it's going to come off as, 1, you're going to be annoying, and 2, that you're not competent and that you're not able to handle your job. Now, of course, they're going to understand that you're a new teacher, but if you're not able to kind of come up with your answers yourself and like work out things on your own, then it's going to kind of seem like you don't know what you're doing and you may not belong at that school. But of course, if it's a question that only the principal can answer, then of course ask them, but just don't go to them asking them like little bitty stuff that you know that you can find out on your own or from another coworker. You don't want to be annoying, you don't want to be a nag. Okay, so my tip number 6 is to learn from your mistakes and become better. Now, you are a new teacher, so nobody expects you to be like an all-star veteran teacher. You're new, this is your first year, you're learning the ropes. Every day is a learning process. This is something new for you. Like the first day, you may be a little lost. The second day, you may be a little less lost. The third day, you may, okay, now I can see a little bit. And like day by day, you'll get better and you'll get more comfortable in your role. So just learn every day from your mistakes. That first year, you may not be the best at instruction, which is okay, because everybody is not like an all-star teacher. Their first year is like, no way, it's not possible. But you do have your appraiser there to help you, and you have like your mentor teacher. So use their critiques and everything to actually fuel your instruction. So if they're telling you, hey, you need to work on this, or I believe that you should use this as a resource, or how about you try this, don't like blatantly ignore them. Use their tips and like actually apply it to become a better teacher. They're only there to help you. They wouldn't just like be telling you stuff just to be telling you it. You're new. It's no way that you're gonna be perfect. They don't expect you to be perfect. Like, it's expected that a first year teacher is going to be learning the ropes, and they're not, usually if you're a first year teacher, they're not really that hard up on you, and they try to make you feel as welcome as possible. So don't stress yourself out about it, just try to learn from your mistakes. My first year teaching, I hated it. Like, I literally hated it. One, I wanted to, like, I didn't know if I wanted to be a teacher again. I was like, what did I get myself into? My first year was so rough, y'all. I was crying. Like, one time I had to leave classroom to go cry in the bathroom. That's how bad it was. I was at a school that there were a lot of behavior problems, and I did not have good classroom management, and I could not handle those children. So I was like crying, and I was just like, I cannot do this anymore. Every night I would have me a glass of wine to like take away the stress, and it was just like a really tough year for me. But I'm glad that I stuck it out, because the next year became easier, and right now I'm on my 5th year teaching, and it's like a breeze. So that first year is going to be rough for most people, so just remember that. Tip number 7, which I believe is very important but that people don't really talk about, is be professional at all times. Remember, you are a professional, so try to look the part, try to talk the part, and try to just be a walking professional. So remember that you're a professional at all times. Like, even if you're talking to parents and they're like being difficult, they're all in your face, try to be professional and just like try your best to be professional at all times. I know sometimes it may be a little hard. With students, try to stay professional at all times. You're not their friend, you're there to teach them, and like that's your job. And also another thing that they don't talk about that often is social media. Social media is what gets a lot of teachers in trouble. So try not to have any contact with your students on social media. Just like stay away from that. Like, don't even deal with it, because you don't want anything to come up like, why are you following my daughter on Instagram? Or why are they doing this and this? Just stay away from it. Like, none of my students follow me on Instagram. None of them follow me on anything. If they do, I'm gonna block them, because I'm not dealing with it. Like, no, I'm your teacher, and like, that's what it is. Even though, of course, your social media is your social media, remember that you are a professional, you are a teacher, and at all times, just act like your principal is watching you. So don't post anything that you know that your principal wouldn't approve of. So just remember at all times, even though you may not be at work, you're still considered a professional, and you're still a teacher, so just carry yourself like that at all times. Tip number 8 is to plan ahead. I would say make sure that you have everything ready that you need to teach the week ahead of time. That will just make your life easier, and you won't be stressing and having things last minute. So make sure you have your lesson plans ready. Make sure you have your copies copied, and just any resources you need to teach with, you just have them ready and you plan ahead, because that way you'll feel more secure and you won't have to be stressed out. Tip number 9 is internet resources. I don't know if that's the tip, but I just want to share some of my favorite teacher websites and places that I get like information from. So one of them is Pinterest. I think everybody knows about that one, but Pinterest is like a great resource for teachers. You can type anything, like anything that you want to know. Like, let's say your principal says, I want you guys to do literature circles. Type in literature circles on Pinterest, and like a ton of stuff will come up, like all type of ideas. And it's good, especially if you're a new teacher and you like don't know where to get resources from, and you just don't know, you just type it in, and like stuff will just be, it'll just pop up and it'll come to you. So it pretty much just finds anything and everything from all sources. You may not want to use everything, but you can have like an idea of what you might want to create for yourself and for your students. So Pinterest is really good, and I like really love it. It's like one of my top websites. Teachers Pay Teachers is the stuff. It's really the stuff. Like, that website is everything. It's everything. It has so many cute, like, just anything that you need, like assignments. It has book studies on there. It has science stuff, math stuff, reading stuff, writing stuff, just anything that you would need on any topic and for any grade level. Now, even though it's called Teachers Pay Teachers, you can find a lot of stuff for free. So if you type something in, like in a search bar or whatever, and I think it's on the left side, it has the option like you can click if you want the items to just be free. You can click that, and then it'll just have free items. Sometimes you can find free stuff that's a real good quality, but of course the stuff that you pay for will be a better quality. Another good resource is BrainPop. I use BrainPop Junior because I am a 2nd grade teacher, but I think elementary school uses BrainPop Junior and middle school uses just BrainPop, or upper elementary school. I don't know, but I use BrainPop Junior in 2nd grade, and BrainPop has like a whole bunch of educational videos that are like really good at explaining to the students' knowledge level. So it explains scientific concepts, social studies concepts, English concepts, math concepts in a way that the students can really understand. So it's like a cartoon, so it makes it like really kid friendly, and they really like them because they're kind of funny. They have Moby the robot and the girl, what's her name, Anne? Yeah, the girl Anne. It looks like a cartoon, but then the students are really learning like vocabulary and just like a whole bunch of good stuff from it. So BrainPop Junior is really good, and I love it. I use it like literally every week at least for science and social studies, and I use it for reading, and I use it for language arts. I use it for everything. Tip number 10 is to document everything. By document, I mean to just write everything down. It could be you documenting the student's progress, the student's grades. It could be you writing down how many times you came in contact with the parent, how many times the student was absent, how many times the student had behavior issues or did something that they weren't supposed to do. You just document everything because you never know when those things may come up, like in a meeting and you need to prove your reasoning for a certain thing, or prove why a student got a certain grade, or prove the fact that you've been trying to contact this parent and they haven't been saying anything back. So document every little thing because it'll really save your butt, and it'll make things a lot less stressful. I wish everybody good luck with their school years. We're gonna have a great 2017-2018 school year. Yes, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you like my teacher videos. Give me a thumbs up, and any teacher video ideas or whatever you have, leave it down in the description box. No, leave it down in the comment section below, because I want to like continue to add teacher videos to my channel. I will be doing a classroom tour this year. Last year my theme was like a safari theme. This year I changed the whole thing up, so you guys have to wait for that. I probably will do another teacher Q&A, and anything other ideas you guys have, please let me know, because I do want to continue to make more teacher videos just so I can inspire other teachers and we can like share ideas. Also, another thing, if you are a veteran teacher and you have tips for new teachers, please leave them down below, because you know I don't know everything. That was only 10 tips. I'm pretty sure there's way more things that we may want to share with our new teachers, so please leave them down below so that they can read them and they can use them in their classrooms this year. And again, I hope everybody has a great 2017-2018 school year. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.